All right, let's go ahead and add a shield power up to the bottom of our screen. So let's create a new scene here. Other node, this will be a static body 2D. And we can name this shield. And for its collision layer, we can turn off its mask. And let's add a new layer here for shield. And we can just put that on layer 5 for shield. Let's add a sprite 2D on here. And we will just reuse our paddle.png for this. And for the scale, let's do 13.333. I think that'll scale us nicely across the bottom of the screen. And then let's add a collision shape 2D. And we can make that a rectangle shape. And let's go ahead and match that up with the sprite. There we go. Let's go ahead and save this under Scenes, Entities, Shield. And then we can add a script to it. So let's give this a class name of Shield. And let's access both of these as unique name. And let's give it a var for its health. And we can come into the ready function and connect to the power-up signal. Power-up type, and then a ball that we're not going to use, so we'll put an underscore in front of it. So on here we'll say if type is equal to power-up type shield. So we need to add that to our power-ups. So let's go to power-ups real quick, and we'll add a shield here. And we'll add one more line under this. Change this to a 6 and assign that to be a shield. All right, so now we have a shield power-up that'll be added to our bricks, and we can search for it here. And if we hit that type of brick, we will set this collision shape dot set deferred or disabled equal to true. We'll take our sprite 2D and set its visible equal to true. We'll take our health and plus equals 1, and then we'll clamp our health to, we'll do clamp I on our health to between 0 and 5. So we can have a max of 5 health on this shield. And then we will do set shield color here. So let's create that function right here. Set shield color. And we'll just match health. So if we have 1 health, we will do sprite2d.modulate equals color.blue. And let's copy that 4 more times here for each point of health that our shield can have. And we'll do yellow, green, orange, and red. Actually, I'm going to switch this around. I'm going to go green here and then yellow here. And let's have a function that we're going to call from outside of this, damage shield. So we'll do health minus equals 1. And we'll say if health is equal to 0, then we'll take our sprite 2D's visible and set it to false. And we'll take that collision shape 2D and set deferred its disabled property back to true. And this needs a colon here, and indent these. And then else, that means we still have some health left on our shield. We'll just set the shield color. So let's come to our sprite 2D and let's turn its visibility off to start. And let's click on our collision shape 2D and turn disabled on to start. And so we can just come to our game here and let's add that shield into our game. And we can hit W to move it around. Let's set grid snapping on. And we'll do a grid snap of 2 by 2. That should work. There we go. So now we have the shield right at the bottom of the screen. And let's come into the ball. And on body entered, we'll say else if body is shield, then we'll just do body.damage shield. And that should be all we need to do to get a shield working in here. So let's test this out. There we go. Got a shield. Let's see if we can get a couple hit points on our shield here. There we go, fireball. That'll hit a lot of stuff. There we go. So we got a shield. It's going up in health. And let's see if we hit the shield, it should go down in health, and it didn't go down in health. And that is because on our ball, we're not looking for that layer 5 on the mask. So the ball couldn't actually hit the shield. So let's test this one more time. So now we have layer 5 on the ball. So the ball should be able to hit the shield, and then this only has 1 hit point, so the shield should disappear, and it doesn't disappear. So the ball's looking for layer 5, which is the shield. The shield is on layer 5. The collision shape 2D is disabled when we start, and disabled equals true. This should be disabled equals false. When we get a power up, we want to turn disabled equals false on that collider. Here we go, 3rd time's the charm. There we go, so let's hit it. Boom, shield goes away. There's the shield. Shield goes away. Let's try to get multiple points on our shield. Make sure that's working. Or multiple, health points on our shield. That was weird, like my paddle snapped. Oh, I got stuck outside the map. I thought I'd fix that. I thought I fixed that with all this. I'll have to look into that. But there we go. One thing I noticed is the ball wasn't playing any sound effect when it hits off the shield. So let's actually play a sound effect when we damage that shield there. And I will look into that paddle expanding issue hitting the collider, and we'll finish up with our last power-up, which will be an exploding brick that kills other bricks in its vicinity.